person that's come out of this vehicle. The driver now driving without any lights on, which is especially dangerous as we move through an intersection here. This is on 37th Street and Grand. We are just blocks away from the USC campus. This is a dark area without any lights, Christine.
We saw this vehicle roaring down the freeway, a dangerous pursuit as they went on the shoulder of the freeway there. Now here on these surface streets, we talk about, is it more dangerous on the freeway or surface streets? Well, it depends on the time of day, but you're noting here, Alex, how dark these streets are here.
So we see a police helicopter right there overhead. It appears right now that law enforcement is in either tracking mode or pretty far behind. Just ran through a red there. So we bring in our police specialist, Tim Lynn, who's covered these from choppers for years and, more importantly, been a part of so many pursuits as a member of law enforcement in different cities. Tim, the challenge here, the lights are off. We don't have cruisers right behind this guy. He's going very recklessly. We've seen multiple people get out of this car, and the drivers who are on the road at this time have no idea this person's coming.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have a very large vehicle, blacked out, going through very dark streets at high rates of speed, coming up on intersections, going through those red lights. People don't even have a chance right there. Cuts that vehicle off. Yeah. Very close. So you see, you don't see it coming. People depend on lights when they're on the road. Look down the street, see if somebody's coming. But in this case, you have this large Cadillac SUV coming at you at a high rate of speed. You don't even see it coming. But yeah, this pursuit's been winding around the area up the 110, and then it got off the 110, went off at 3rd Street, made a U-turn going through that intersection, not even slowing. And as it made its way back down, as you said, Alex, it got off at Flower. 2 people or 3 people jumped out right at the bottom of the ramp, and then it continued on. So they have been in the surveillance mode for quite a while because of the driving, and that's a good operation by LAPD to just let the area unit travel with it and try to keep track of it, and with the hopes that he'll ditch the car and go out on foot.
Well, you know, Tim, as we watch this, we're looking at this big, heavy vehicle. This guy hits somebody at these speeds. This could be really bad.
Yes, it is. I mean, a vehicle of this size at those speeds, and like I said, he's not even slowing down. Right through a light right there, not even slowing down. And the fact that he's blacked out, no one's going to be able to avoid him because they're not going to see him coming. And as he works his way around the surface streets here down just south of downtown L.A., you see how dark it is and how hard it is for Skyfox to stay on it, just trying to see it as he disappears in the darkness. Now imagine being a driver down there having no idea that it's coming because you're not seeing lights. You're not seeing police cars with lights on and sirens blaring. You just have this vehicle racing along at a very high rate of speed. So LAPD is going to have to do their best here to try to get it. Yep, looks to come to a stop.
Oh, yeah, and you've also, okay, somebody else going to jump out. So
they're going to run.
Is that the driver that's now giving up? So it looks like it is.
Does that look like a woman,
getting out of this Cadillac?
Hard to tell.
And this person, are they giving up? Are they going to try to get into somebody else's car? We don't see law enforcement around. It's an interesting choice to get up when they're not.
Oh, look at that.
They don't have cars right there. Is that somebody they know? Okay, so they're going on the ground. You wonder, Tim, would the helicopter be shouting commands from the helicopter?
You can. There is a PA system on the helicopter that the tactical flight officer can use to tell a person to stop walking, lay down, that sort. But you see a spotlight there from a unit.
Just make out the police lights. You see a police cruiser there. This was the LAPD 77th Division that was in pursuit of a stolen car. It was described as a gray Escalade, and it was blacked out for the entire time that we were overhead. We're going to try to scoot south just a little bit. George, you should be good to move a little bit south, and now that the pursuit has come to a stop, they'll let us. Okay, you can see that there is somebody down on the ground there surrendering to police. This is apparently the driver, because during the pursuit, the 2 passengers actually jumped out very close to USC. That's civilian there moving out of the way. So this is going to be, again, Broadway at 39th. I'll take the speedometer off since you don't need that anymore. They don't believe that there's anybody else in the car because he had already let 2 of his passengers out. The car is right there. So that newer model Escalade, you can see officers are approaching now. They're going to clear the car to make sure that nobody else is inside. Okay, you see them there opening the doors. Of course, this is a larger vehicle, so it's going to take them just a little bit longer. They need to pop the trunk. Make sure nobody's hiding inside. Again, this came back as a stolen car, a newer model Escalade, gray in color. A short chase started in LAPD 77th Division, which is South LA. And which is roughly near the 110 and Manchester. That's kind of the 77th Division area of the LAPD. And the pursuit went on for a few minutes. It jumped on the 10 freeway, jumped on the 110 freeway, and was on surface streets here through the area. And when he got to USC, he did let 2 of his passengers out of the car, and he continued driving until finally he just pulled over here at Broadway and 39th Street. LAPD officers moving in for the arrest, and this is going to be the end to this one. Unclear if the passengers were taken into custody. I do know that some of the officers were giving a chase of those individuals on foot, but unclear if they were apprehended. But clearly the driver now in custody without further incident here in the South LA area, just off of 39th and Broadway. So we are going to wrap this one up. We're going to move